good, yo? You know, I hope y'all coming outside, yo, and getting this new, energy that's hitting the room, yo. That's strengthening your body. It's strengthening your body, yo, and mentally you're getting upgrades, you know. So if you feel those upgrades, that's normal. You might feel a loss of energy, loss of appetite, but you gotta remember to pull through because you will, you know. Come outside, yo, because you may think that it's hot now, yo, but summertime has not arrived yet. So I hope that y'all going within, yo, and cleansing yourself now because it's the perfect time. If you don't do it now, family, you will never want to do it. So, you know, cleanse those demons, yo, and walk out with them because you're gonna need them later on in this year. The world, it wants you to react, yo. That's why there's so much distractions around you. But what you need to realize is your power, yo, is, something that you hold within your vessel. So the power that they seek from you, yo, is what you can't control because everything that you hold is within you, family, right? That's why everybody, loves to be around your energy because if you don't play the game, or if you don't participate, well, nothing manifests because nothing can manifest, yo, without, royalty, yo. You are royalty, family. That's why I tell y'all to come outside and charge up, family, so you can feel better about yourself. But not everybody can, take this heat. So that's why you gotta go within yourself and you gotta start fasting and shit. You gotta, if it's hot for you right now, yo, and you can't take being outside, the best thing I'm gonna tell you, family, is to start eating right, yo. Cleanse your diet and start working out because your body, yo, it's not that your body can't take it, but all that stored, amount of fat, which is toxins, in reality, yo, logically, that's what's gonna be burning up by the sun, yo, because the sun's a cleanser. So it's gonna not automatically cleanse what ain't normal. It's just science, yo. You don't have to agree with it. But, if you really want to be technical, you can't debate with me because if you want to partake in this, the sun is the only thing nowadays that's really organic besides us, y'all. Yes, we are the organic beings of the land, yo. The true warriors, creators of the cosmos, yes, the ones who, envisioned and brainstormed this reality for you to live in, right? Yes. But everything around you, y'all, is either man-made, y'all, or it was created, artificially, yo. Think about that shit, yo. I'm not asking you to question it, but I'm telling you to think about it. Think about it though, family. Ain't that something to think about? Because for what is there a reasoning for why? If there's so many people in this world, why do we need robots, yo? You shouldn't need robots to work, yo. Not saying that you're not supposed to, but you shouldn't need them, yo. If you have so many people in this world, well, it's because, yo, robots, yo, they run on the energy, right? Well, your energy is needed, yo. Many people don't want to participate. So, their energy, they can either use it to build up, themselves, or it's gonna be hijacked because it's gonna be used for everything around it, and that's why people don't want to participate, yo, because they feel the energy being drained from it, and that's why it's important to gain energy, yo, because you are the only being with energy in this reality, yo. Everything around you, yo, is an illusion, and when I say illusion, yo, you give it power by, believing in it and craving it. If you're there, you have to be there. That's not the case. That's just, know what you believe in, family, and stand for your morals, because this life is for you to live in. You control your reality, But I don't want to make video too long. I just want y'all to remember this, chosen one, that your power isn't how hot it gets, yo. You know, think about it. You should feel raised, yo, every time your sun is being blocked because you have the sun within you. That's how you are connected to the sun, yo. I'm pretty sure when you were an infant, you had a connection with the sun, you know, what you were, y'all had a telepathic bond. You lost that, but you still feel tapped into it. That's why you feel good when it's out. And you just feel like when it's not a sunny day, yo, everything's so dim, you know. You are connected to the sun, you know, cosmically, energetically, yo. DNA, you know, will reveal that concept, you know. So you're not missing nothing, yo. You were just missing the lack of energy or the lack of knowledge. You know, not everybody has awareness, yo. And, you know, even if you are telling somebody this, yo, they not gonna listen to you. So the only thing you can do, yo, is stimulate your own being. Vibe high. And let the world reflect your reality, yo. You will see this shit play out, you know. Compared to how it is now, yo, you know, I bet all the people who have, you know, nothing. Think about all the homeless people right now, yo. You know, I bet they're all fucking, you know, happy, you know, celebrating because, you know, they had to endure a nice age, yo. Think about it. If you didn't have a home or if you didn't have nothing, yo, and it was snowing and shit, first thing your mind is gonna go into is a panic-like state, yo. You know, you have no survival skills. So, you know, I really am happy that the sun is out, family. So people won't feel bad about themselves and their situation, yo. The world is here to torment you, yo. You know, every scary movie you have watched, you might thought that's scary, but what's more scarier is the way society has programmed you to live, yo. You are forced to be something, whether you like it or not, yo. Or you can't be somebody that you fully want to be in this world, you know. So remember this, chosen one, your power lies in how much sunlight you get, whether you want to believe this or not. And that's why your sun is always covered up, yo. This is backed by, you know, factuals, you know. You gotta question everything around you, yo. Why is it that when it's cold you shiver up, yo? That's not normal, you know. Sickness and, you know, living, yo, are two different things, yo, you know. So remember that, chosen one. If you are not seeing no results in your life, you're always depressed, it's probably because you ain't got no sunlight, yo. But in the summertime, you will really see who can take the sun, yo. You don't gotta do nothing now, yo. Just be yourself, yo, and stay real. When that sunlight shows itself, you will know what I'm talking about, family, because no being can run from frequency. You're either gonna get on the frequency as the sun, or it's gonna melt you away, or the universe and how it works by fate. Some final destination shit's gonna occur in your reality to you because you're not abiding by the ways the universe has put you down here to live, yo. You know, everything was man-made built, yo, but nothing was, you know, in the beginning. And that's where your power lies, yo. Your power lies in what lies ahead, you know. We're in 2026, yo. New beginnings. Everything is coming into the reality that you want. No blessings. But you gotta have the intent, yo. And you gotta believe in it, family. The sun, it gives you masculine energy. Energy to go, you know, complete your goals, chosen one. But before I get off this video, go get y'all some sunlight, y'all, because you need it, man. You know, it's gonna help you. It's gonna cure your sickness away. It's gonna make you think deeper, and it's gonna give your ass energy. You know, family. A lot of people ain't gonna relate to you. You know, I'm not asking for a million people to watch this. I'm asking for people who are questioning their reality to just solve that riddle by looking at it on a deeper scale, family. You know. You know, people real life glitching and shit, yo. Why? Why are people glitching? Because not everybody's like you. There's some people that are real and just rarely, and there are some people who were made, you know, artificially set up around you to make it look like you weren't crazy, you know? But in a sense, you feel crazy because you thought on how everybody was living around you. If they were truly woke, yo, they would be living better, you know? But the Christ consciousness, yo, what's good, yo? But the consciousness in, you know, Christ, yo, that's what's returning, yo. What's returning is the awareness in people. You know, when someone turns up their energy levels, well, it sparks in others, and that's when people generally have conversations around you, and everybody starts getting along, yo. You know, it wasn't always like that, yo. You know, we're living in good times, yo, because people are generally starting to get along with each other, yo. That's a good thing, yo. But remember, family, it only takes one of us. That's how powerful you are. You don't have to do nothing. You know, you present yourself in areas that vibe low. Once you affect it, yo. Why do you think everybody's talking about the great separation? Because you are separating the world from harmony to violence, yo. The people living in that 3D realm, well, they're still gonna be there. Life is gonna get rid of them slowly, yo. That's global warming. That's Mother Nature. That's the world metamorphosing. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, and that's why there's a bunch of bullshit around you. But for the chosen ones, the golden ones, the ones who are bringing the golden age back, all the universe wants you to do is be yourself, y'all. You gotta have a high vibration because when you stand out that way, the mirror that's shown upon you is signifying authenticness, y'all. Realness, purity, you know, really, you know, consciousness, y'all. Not possessed, not, you know, lustful, not craving, not warring, just peace. But think about that, family. The great separation is gonna occur, y'all.